Watch Who?
Hello, and welcome to Watch Who, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Mark.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm a Doctor Who fan.
And I'm new to watching Who.
Watching for the very first time.
Very first time.
And we are continuing our way through Torchwood, Series 1. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
It's random shoes this week. We did They Keep Killing Susie last week.
We did.
And we did.
Yeah, we did.
I thought you said, did we?
No, I said we did.
And in my head, I just thought, we're doing Torchwood in order, like we do, week by week. And I was thinking there must be some other Doctor Who podcasts that have done this. I thought, well, there must be some actual Torchwood podcasts that have done this. So I had a little look. And, okay, there's Doctor Who podcasts that have done the odd episode here and there, but I couldn't find anyone that's done it in order. And there was one podcast from 2021 that was like, we're doing all of Torchwood in order. I was like, oh, okay, so someone has done it. And they stopped at They Keep Killing Susie.
Oh, really?
That was it. And I was like, okay, that didn't last very long, that one. So I couldn't find it. I just thought there'd be loads of Torchwood podcasts. So maybe I feel like we're pioneers in actually getting through. Maybe nobody else could get through Torchwood. So no one has got this far as I can tell.
Well, not in order anyway.
Not in order. And I have realised when editing this, every week I'm like, we're nearly halfway through. We're nearly at the end.
You have been saying this for a while, Mark. I'm glad that you've brought that up because I swear you've been saying for a while that we are near the end and the end is not in sight.
No, I started the we're halfway through, we're nearly at the end way too early in episode 3 or 4. I think this is episode 9 and there was a few that
this was 10 today's. Oh, no, you're right. This is 9.
9. We've got... Oh, no, actually, no, I won't tell you. But it's a few more than I thought, actually, when we started. But we're getting there. We're definitely more than halfway. And just the only other thing that I wanted to mention as well, I can't remember if I said this on an episode or not, but I said about Paul McGann was at Barry Comic-Con.
Yeah, I was very confused, actually, because I was looking at my diary for things coming up, and Paul McGann was just in my diary. And I couldn't remember why, just Paul McGann for a whole weekend. And it took me ages. I was like, oh yeah, Paul McGann's in Barry. I didn't put Paul McGann in Barry. I just put Paul McGann.
He is going to be there, but guess what? They've announced somebody else.
Oh, who?
Peter Davison.
Oh.
Your favourite Doctor,
My
according
favourite
to...
Doctor. Very, it's 16th and 17th of May. You haven't got a date, so he's just the whole weekend. I've got Paul McGann in my diary.
Well, add Peter Davison to your diary.
Paul McGann and Peter Davison. That is a wild weekend, isn't it?
That's your favourite Doctor and my favourite Doctor. And I haven't seen it. I mean, I saw him recently, but I've got a million things for him to sign. He's the one I've seen the least.
I'm sure you do, Mark.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's all the updates. Apart from, okay, one more thing. I'm just going to slightly open the Torchwood Ross file. Only slightly. I've thought of another option.
All right, go on.
Why don't I just hire a private detective to track him down?
Oh my god! How do you get a private detective?
Well, people do that, don't they?
I mean, yeah, I don't even know where you'd start.
No, I don't know, but it could be an option.
That's so funny. I'm going to ponder on that. I'm going to really, really think about it. I'm going to give it serious thought. What I don't even know how that conversation would go. I want to find this guy. Why? Because I do a podcast and I just want to say hi. I don't even know, what would your reasoning be? Normally it's I want to find my father, or I want to find, my mother that put me up for adoption, or, I want to find a long-lost sister or something like that, or... my mother had a sister to my aunt or something that we lost contact with, and you're like, I want to find Ross. We talk about him on our podcast.
It would be the easiest job ever.
Or not.
Okay, option 2, and maybe I'll do this as well. I know where he used to live. When I go back home at Christmas, maybe I can just walk past his house I'd see if he's there. And I could do a little film for the Patreons and be like, this is Ross's house. Oh,
You
no, I can't do
film
that.
Ross. No, you can't film Ross. No, you can't do that. That's too far. That's too far.
Okay, I'll film me before and after passing Ross's house.
No. That's an invasion of... I mean, like, you've already talked a lot about Ross's life on the podcast without his consent.
Well, only that he took my video.
Past his childhood home where he might still have his family living and be like, oh yeah, and Ross lived here.
Okay, fine. It'll be Ross, the documentary next.
And more for you getting a private detective to find Ross and give you that information than I am for you to film walking past his house and uploading it to our...
Okay, I won't do that then. Right. I've been told.
And I can't believe we're having this discussion.
Let's go on to Torchwood then.
We know which one of us will be getting into Torchwood, right?
Excuse me, am I dead?
Something's happened, we need to talk to you.
Did he walk into oncoming traffic?
I am in heaven.
You sure it's my Eugene? Listen to this. Eugene had an alien eye in his collection. He soaked it online.
A doggone six eye?
Maybe.
Oh,
Just feel that there's something going on.
I don't want this to end. I love you.
Okay, well, random shoes this week. I'm very interested to see what you think because I think this is a favourite because it's a little bit different because it's a bit of a Dr. Light episode in that. In terms of Doctor Who, haven't we? We've had those episodes where the main cast haven't been around.
Yeah, it's a very Dr. Light episode. It's because it's not Doctor Who, Mark, it's Torchwood.
Well, what I mean is in Doctor Who, we've had a few of those episodes, haven't we, where they're filming something else at the same time. The main cast aren't there.
I'll tell you what it reminded me of. Love and Monsters.
Yeah.
And it comes around the same sort of time in the season as Love and Monsters did, which does tie into the theory that Russell T Davies has a template of how he structures seasons.
Well, yeah, it's the writing, but I think it is also the production as well. They're both doing 13 episodes. They both only have so much time.
Oh, you've said it now. He said it now.
No. They both have the same amount of episodes. They've probably got that template. I mean, okay, series 1, Christopher Eccleston, they didn't get it right. Bad times, no Dr. Light episode. Series 2 with David Tennant, we've worked it out. We need to give them a break at various points. This is how we do it. And why not just lift that template from making Doctor Who Series 2? We're making Torchwood, probably cheaper. Let's use the same techniques. So, yeah, it's Torchwood Love and Monsters, basically. But this is the version of Love and Monsters that I would have liked to see with the less humorous side of things. I think you get a more effective story this time.
Yeah, I can see that. I think what I enjoyed about this was that there were no monsters.
Yeah, yes, no monsters and no love.
I mean, look, it's in some ways it's not a great story. You kind of feel sorry for him. And then I think that's why I quite liked it. You just kind of feel sorry for him. You realise he just had a very sad life. And again, it's a very Russell T Davies sort of thing. This isn't a Russell T Davies writing. I did look it up because I was intrigued who wrote this and whether it was... because it was so similar to Love and Monsters. I wondered whether it was the same. But no, apparently it was someone that was in EastEnders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Never wrote for Doctor Who or anything, just wrote this one story.
It is so similar in that, like, Eugene is basically the same as Elton in that way, in their sort of attitude, in their life. Original.
Yeah, really similar.
Like, really original if you've not seen Love and Monsters and you're just watching Torchwood.
There was some... I think this one, though, just had a little bit more... Whereas the Elton one was a little bit more silly, this one... it just had a little bit more heart to it. This one, Eugene, like, you just like, all right, do you know what? The guy's dead. And I mean, to begin with, no one's really that bothered, right? But you're obviously clear, we're following a ghost of some kind, right? And within the first, not even 10 minutes, he hasn't really got much of a life. We learn, like, he's into, like, the supernatural. He's really excited that Torchwood are investigating his life. He's more like the nerdy guy, but his life's not very interesting. And that's kind of the sad element of it. And as it goes through, you just realize his life's quite sad. He didn't have a relationship with his dad. His friends were like taking him for a bit of a ride. Even if they cared, like, you know, even at his funeral, no one's there. The only people that his mum cared. And I think that was the difference. I found with Elton's, I found it more almost cocky. And this, I just sort of like you going on that journey with him of him almost working it out and seeing his life and just sort of.
I think that's the difference because he's there at the time working it out. There's a bit more going on in terms of the eyeball stuff and everything. And it just seems more rounded, I think. Whereas, again, going back to Love and Monsters, that's like, I think we said it's like, you know, a parody of a Doctor Who fan group or something like that, which is a little bit over the top. Whereas here, I think you've still got those parallels because he's like a fan of Torchwood. He's following Torchwood around trying to get Gwen's attention.
Of course he is.
Do you know what? I've just thought of a story. I don't think you were there. There's this man that used to come in all the time and I was always at reception and he would always come in and just like talk a lot. I don't think he was there for any particular reason. Maybe he came in the cafe. And I remember he always used to talk and he was telling me all about Eve Miles and how, like, I think he was like a really big fan of hers. This has totally just come into my head. And he was there for ages. And the way that he was talking was if they had like a really close relationship. And I was like, I don't think you've ever met her. And he was like, oh, and I maybe, unless he like messaged her on social media or something, but he was like obsessed with her. And, or maybe he'd seen her at like signings or something, but he was like, oh, what dress are you wearing to the, you know, the BAFTAs and all this? Are you going to wear, like, they were having all these conversations apparently and be like, oh, I said to Eve and all this stuff. And he was there for a very long time at reception telling me about him and Eve Miles. And I was just like, I don't think any of this is real. And I was just like, oh, great. Yeah. And I think I did bring up Torchwood or something because I just was like, I need to talk to him about something. Oh, yeah. I'm just trying to remember now. But anyway, yeah, so I have met a super fan of Eve Miles.
Well, they are out there, yeah.
So you do have a few parallels to that, but I think the story, the story is better here. There is an alien element, this eye thing, and he's telling back. We do have, again, the same telling back. We have flashbacks to his childhood and stuff like that, and the story of how he gets the alien eye, which I think is an interesting thing. We're not all like big monsters and it's like not, there's sci-fi there, but it's very a small part of this story. It's not about that, is it? The only sci-fi is there to make Eugene appear as a ghost. That's the only reason it's there.
Yeah, and then at the very end, when he does appear to sort of save her life and then go. But again, it kind of linked a little bit to Angels one a bit for me.
Which one?
Do you know the one where they have angels? And she runs off to that little girl.
Oh, the fairies, right? Okay.
The fairies, yes, the fairies.
Well, I suppose so. Well, it's a very Gwen-heavy episode. How do you feel about that?
I was fine with it because she didn't annoy me too much. It kind of served a purpose. And the way that she sort of was within it served a purpose for her as a character. Does that make sense?
I mean, she's the only one that cares about what happens.
She was the only one that cared, and everything that she was trying to do, it wasn't like in the way, it wasn't useless.
She's like police detective in this. She is going back to her original job. It's only Torchwood because it's an alien eye, but she's just going around being PC Gwen.
I think that's what she knows to do, though, Mark. That is what she is. I mean, this does come back to my argument of what does she ever bring to it.
But she knows there's something else to it, and then the others don't come. I mean, Tosh didn't even need to be in it at all. You could have just written her out. There was no point. She did enough the other week. Jack maybe at the beginning.
He did nothing the other week. Tosh did nothing. Like last week was a bit of a light episode for them all as well, to be honest.
Oh yeah, because we had the main Tosh the week before. Yeah, of course, I forgot about that one. Yeah, they haven't done very much. And then Owen, okay, he's there. I thought it was really weird that Owen's not bothered because it's not, like, obviously an alien thing, but they're gonna do the autopsy. And then he's like, oh yeah, Gwen, you can do it. I mean, I don't even know, like, even if he's not bothered, I don't think. And then Gwen's like, okay, I'll cut him open.
Like, again, I guess, like, at some point it's supposed to make out that, like, Gwen's now doing autopsies, but whatever. I don't know. Things like that, again, I'm with you a little bit. I'm like, we're just buying some shit here, aren't we? Like, they're feeding us some shit to make Gwen look a little bit more interesting.
I thought because there was more of a focus on Gwen here, we might have ended up with some more Gwen Owen stuff, but that's completely been a couple of weeks now of, like, nothing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that ain't happening. No, there's nothing being brought from that.
That's just stopped now. That's just like, we could have had that to fill in a bit of time.
Well, not any more than what is needed, which is just, it's alluded that, like, it's ongoing or it's there and it's happened. That's it.
What did you think of the actual, like, story about the eye and then his mates and, like, bidding on eBay and all of that stuff?
Again, I just thought it was sad. I just thought it was a sad story. You know, his friend Gary sort of does it. I can see his friend Gary that was like, oh, I was just trying to cheer him up and I miss him. And that I sort of get. But then the other one's just an arse. And, like, there are people in life, like, who, that is the nature of, like, life. And, like, I think we've all had people in life that aren't good friends and just, you think they're good mates and they're not. And turns out they're just, and it's just really unfortunate. And it's just sad, isn't it? And his life's just a bit sad. He's been waiting for this thing that was never coming. He's been waiting for this alien to come and claim its eye back, you know.
I've written down that he's called the VHS Guy, not to be mistaken with Neighbours VHS Guy. It could be the same person.
They might as well be the same person. They're both arseholes.
Yeah, we'll call him VHS Guy in this one because, yeah, he's the worst one. I mean, he's a Welsh actor.
Yeah. Do you know what he's been in?
No.
Gavin and Stacey.
Ah, well, of course. Of course.
He's on I forgot which one he plays now, but he's in The Stag Party. If you're a Gavin and Stacey fan and you rewatch it, you'll be like, yes, I think I can't remember his name. We looked it up. It's like Owen or something. He's in The Stag Party. He's one of the lads from The Stag Party.
I mean, the main guy that plays Eugene, he's really good. He sells it. He was in a big series again, early 2000s, remember As If, which was on, like, T4, like Channel 4, like Saturday mornings or whatever. It was in, like, a sort of a youth sort of Hollyoaksy type thing. You know, that's the biggest thing he's done. And then he's done the odd bits I looked up, but not a lot since this. But he's really great. Like, yeah, all the cast stars all acted really well.
Yeah.
And,
the guy who's the teacher, he's a top actor.
Oh, do you know what I was going to say? That scene, that act, like, yeah, he's a well-known actor, but I thought that was a terribly acted scene, that teacher.
Oh, yeah. Terribly acted, but he's a top actor.
He's a top actor. Not his best day, though. And just to do some location watches, well, she goes off to Aberystwyth. That is a long drive. I don't know. She must be driving all day because Jack gives her the weekend to sort it all out. So most of that weekend.
Do you know what annoyed me more than anything? The fact that she doesn't actually go to Aberystwyth. She goes to the museum in Cardiff.
Yeah, you see her driving
and
Aberystwyth.
There is a museum in Aberystwyth and she doesn't go there. It's just a museum in Cardiff.
I mean, you see the museum a lot. I don't think we've seen it in Doctor Who just yet. Maybe once before. You do see it a lot because you always see when they go up the stairs that Medusa statue that's in, like, every time Doctor Who films in the museum, you always end up seeing that Medusa statue at the top of the stairs. No one thinks to move that statue out of the way.
It was the dinosaur for me. I was like, as soon as I saw the dinosaur, I was like, I know they're in Cardiff Museum.
Yeah, which is supposed to be Aberystwyth University or something like that.
Which, literally, the Museum of Wales is in Aberystwyth. So you've got the National Museum in Cardiff. There is the National Museum of Wales is in Aberystwyth. Because I've been there. Like, I've been to it. I was like, that ain't the museum. In conferences.
Because there was a mention of, where he gets run over and stuff. They mention a name of the place. And I was like, is that just a made-up place or real? I can't remember what it's called now. But I didn't think it sounded like a real...
A lot of the place... So... The roadside place is a real place, but I thought it was just a Little Chef.
Oh, no, sorry. The Happy Cook restaurant is fake Little Chef, definitely.
Yes, but it's not a Little Chef, it's an actual place. But because I looked it up thinking it was a Little Chef, and I think it became something else after a Little Chef, but it was a place. But they're all on those sort of locations. They're all they're all local.
Oh,
One's on
yeah,
the
and
way
where
to
she
Paris.
meets the girl for lunch is the Brewery Quarter. That's recognisable. That's still around. They go a bit further out than Cardiff. There's a few places, you know.
They go towards Cowbridge, I think.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
again,
or
it's quite a
Barry.
location-heavy story for a cheaper one, but I suppose you're not paying your main... I mean, you could have saved loads of money literally not having Jack, Tosh. You didn't need any of them, actually. It could have just been Gwen, and the story would have been exactly the same. Didn't need any... But I suppose maybe in your main series, you need your characters to show up a little bit at least.
Yeah, yeah.
You didn't need to. It would have been nice. You could have had it almost like a two-hander sort of episode. It's this point in the series, whenever there's a series, isn't it, that you get to... Just before the finale starts, you have to have a couple of these, like last week, like we said, was a cheaper one with not much going on. You've got to have a few cheaper ones around this time. It must just be how they work it out. I thought Gwen was going to see him earlier.
Yeah, same. I was expecting, especially from the thing from last week. I was really surprised that it went the whole way through. I thought that was going to be like some sort of the preview for the next week, you know. But no, I really enjoyed it. It felt a bit different. It was sort of had a nice heart to it. You kind of felt sorry for him.
And there was nothing like horrid Torchwood, you know, like, oh, that's, you know, like tasteless or violent or horror. It was like a nice, wholesome story.
Yeah.
Like, it was a sad story, like you say, but it wasn't anything like, oh, they put in something stupid that's very Torchwood in there.
It was just a real person. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just a real person who has a job and a life, who also happens to have interest in something supernatural, which I think a lot of people can relate to. I mean, in this case, he happened to have an actual thing, which was the eye, but his interest in like the supernatural was, you know, he was just an ordinary guy, but he had a real fixation on this thing that was going to come and like change his life. And his brother did not give a shit.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Like, his brother was like, he was a loser. Yeah, he was dead. There was so many, like, as he's come through, he was like, yeah, he knew Dad was like around the corner. And then he was like, oh my God, yeah, that. Like, it was quite like all those sort of things could like piece him back in. And him, the ghost, remembering his own life. Like, yeah, I did remember that, you know, that sort of stuff was like, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it just sort of all being pieced together.
I thought the brother was a little bit too harsh. I don't know if he would be that detached. But also I was trying to do the maths as well, because he said the dad left 14 years ago. So the brother would have only been like 1 or whatever and wouldn't have even known him or anything like that. So it doesn't really tally that he'd be like not.
Maybe,
well,
that
that's
was
what
kind
it
of
is,
the
then.
point. Maybe that's why he was like that. The brother was... And maybe the brother just didn't know how to grieve. So he's just being really harsh and horrible because he just doesn't know how to grieve.
Yeah, I thought that was really hard. At the moment when Gwen was trying to talk to him, he was just like not bothered at all.
He did not give a shit at all.
I mean, the only slight bit of overacting, I would say, in this is right at the end with Gwen, when she's looking up and saying, like, don't go. She says it so many times.
But again, that was the only bit that I kind of like did sort of forgive it, because it kind of fit what had happened in that moment. Because like suddenly he's saved her life, he's appeared. It's a very Gwen thing to have happened. You know, she spent this entire story getting to know him, learn about him. Then suddenly he appears, saves her life, and then like he's gone. I could kind of forgive that.
It was just the, like, maybe 1 or 2 don't goes, but she did like 5 as it was like zooming out. And I was just like, she just, like, it would have been more effective, I think, if she was just quiet and just looked up and just took in the moment rather than being her over the top don't goes. That's all it was. But I see what you mean. Yeah, it was a good moment. And then when he appeared again, I was like, is he just going to disappear or is he just going to stay? Like, I couldn't remember.
I enjoyed that sort of mystery of like, is this him back? Is he returned? But then, of course, it falls out and she's got it. And she's sort of saying it to him as well. It's almost like she knows he's around.
Well, there's those moments in the car and there's moments where you think that, and I was thinking, can she see him, and is she pretending not to see him at moments or something like that? And I like how none of that's actually explained.
Yeah, I did as well. I quite liked that. It's almost like she's not addressing it either, which I think is a very Torchwood thing to do.
And I think it's only because he ate the thing that it's like it's happened to him, and then it looks like a proper like plastic bouncy ball when it's in the drain at the end, though. It's proper like not like anything, like a proper prop that's been painted when it goes into the drain. And I thought it was going to go down the drain as well. Jack isn't that bothered that there's something alien out there. He's just sort of in the background, just like, yeah, go and get it if you want.
But more just because he wants it. He wants it like, oh yeah, they're actually quite like, yeah, oh yeah, I want one of those. He's not like interested in it because there's a space thing out there.
Yeah, and Eugene gets to see the Torchwood hub. Another person, like every week, somebody new comes into that hub.
Might as well be.
Like, wow, this is amazing. It's like, how many people do they let in?
Although he's not exactly going to do anything with that information. He's dead. So.
No, I know. But you'd think, being like the Torchwood hub and stuff, they'd have like detectors for like alien or weird ghost things or something like that. It's not a very well protected place.
It's not.
You know, they would have some kind of infrared thing that would detect that sort of thing. But I suppose everyone brings everyone in and out every week anyway, so that's their security system, isn't the best.
No, but we know that anyway.
No, but yeah, it was a good one. Better than last week, definitely.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Week. And considering it is a smaller episode, it was really good, yeah.
We needed some of that sort of character stuff in last week's one to round with Susie. We needed some more of her life like that, I suppose, or something like that to make that last week's a little bit better, I think. Well, actually, the trailer, I was excited about the trailer for next week because that's one of my favourite ones. And I can't remember, it's called Out of Time, I think it is.
Oh, something like that. But yeah, it looked interesting. It looked like a very Doctor Who-esque sort of episode.
Yeah, I think we're back to like standard episode next week. So that'll be good. And yeah, there we go. Random Shoes. We've done one more episode than that Torchwood podcast did. So we got there. Oh, right. Okay. Well, yeah, that's it then, I suppose. That's, again, one that we both liked. So there's not tons to sort of criticise or talk about, really. And we've done the locations. All very nice. So if you want to go to Cardiff Museum, many a Doctor Who has been filmed there.
Yeah, I bet.
And that cafe is on Salisbury Road, apparently, where she has breakfast.
Yeah. It's Ramones.
So I wonder if that's still there. You have breakfast.
It's Ramones, isn't it?
Well, the person on the location website has been in there and taken a photo, so it must still be there.
Which one is it? It's Ramones or...
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Ramones is... Oh, yeah, Ramones is an institution. It's still there.
Oh, have you been in there?
Yeah.
My God, you've been there in the footsteps of Gwen.
And my parents. We used to go to Ramones, or across the road was Cafe 37.
Oh, yeah, Cafe 37, yes.
Right, so you go between one of those two. Now, Ramones did a better breakfast, but my mum didn't like that. Ramones used to give you your drink in a paper cup, whereas in Cafe 37, you got your cup in like a mug. And my mum was like, I want my tea in a cup, like an actual cup. And that was literally her only criticism. Whereas in Ramones, your breakfast was epic, but you got a paper cup.
How weird. Do you think they would have a normal cup?
I think it was literally just purely because it was just breakfasts. It just saved on washing. So they just had to do the plates and they could just throw out the cups.
Well, Eugene didn't mind a plastic cup. He went there. And Gwen had a nice ham and eggs or whatever.
Ham, egg and chips, yeah.
That's, fans of Random Shoes should go to Ramones. Actually, yeah, talking about that, I like that little mystery of like the Random Shoes as a starting point, because you have it's like it doesn't really come to anything at the end, but it does explain it at least.
Yeah,
in the moment, it does go back, which is quite nice. You got those random, and that again, the phones date so quickly, don't they? That would have been like state of the art phone back then.
It was nice, like piecing all that together and being on that little journey.
Okay, well there we are, all done, and next week Out of Time. So in the meantime, you can follow us on social media at 2watchwho and at patreon.com/2watchwho, and we will see you all next week for, I'll say it again, Out of Time. Bye.
Bye.
To watch who?